minute, and I'll check on my phone to make sure we're live. So usually we won't, okay, this is good. So usually we, okay. Yeah, so I think we'll only be doing the Monday call live everywhere this week, but this is typically a members call because we go through the entire insider reports that I just put out last night. But yeah, let's get started. Let me know at any time if sound is bad or anything at all in events chat. But yeah, we'll cover insider report and BTC outlook between myself and Wonka. And I see there's the limit for 25 people. There's someone doing video, I think, if you can. Yeah, here we go. There you go. Okay, cool. All good now. All good. Thanks for changing that. I couldn't do it for you either, but thank you for that. Okay, so let's get started. So with this format, I can share screen. Wonka can also share screen, but Wonka's on an old laptop, so he's going to be just sending the charts in event chat. So I will be sharing my screen while he sends all of that. So let's get Wonka's TA first. So I can start sharing my screen now. And there we go. Wonka, if you want, you can start sharing charts in the event's content, and I'll pull them up as you go.
How are you guys? Thanks for jumping in. Let's cover some TA as usual, and I'll be sending charts in events content channel. It's below the event. And let's start from high time frame weekly. So on the logarithmic scale, we passed the golden zone, which I've been watching the golden zone, I don't know, since May, I think. And the pretty interesting fact is that on arithmetic chart, we barely hit the golden pocket. And we're seeing some sell-off there, but we'll get into the details. So before the TA and everything, there's something I want to share, guys. If bull market, the upside is so big that the risk of losing here right now, for example,
Wonka, your sound is cutting off.
Well, from my opinion.
If you can just get closer to the mic, maybe.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. So the thing is that if this is the bull run, the upside is not unlimited, but very big. So personally, to me, the bull trend is not confirmed just yet. Once I see the bull buy in on every retracement, and I'll get frames, but that's the point. Like, if this is
still cutting off, I think your internet is
bull trap.
Yeah, just go again. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Is it good now?
Yeah, just continue. Yeah. You're empty again. Currently. Hello? Hello, Wonka? Okay, I'm guessing he's adjusting mic here or internet. Okay. I can walk through his chart here. I mean, he has L wave analysis 1 here, bottom of wave 2, top of wave 3, bottom of wave 4. So currently he's expecting kind of 1 to 3 type of ABC correction in from the top around 64 to his target around 20K. So has the levels here, right? We're obviously like, we've had a great run. That's not to say this is coming to an end, I think, but let me just bring him back. But he's still very cautious, right? In case this is just another B wave before another major C wave down in this larger term correction. I'll add him back to the stream. Here. Hey, what's up?
I'm sorry, baby. My internet is also bad here. So, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I heard what you said, and yeah, that much pretty much is what I'm thinking as well. That I'm playing very careful here, since I believe that this is still the bull trap scenario. And if I'm wrong, right? If I'm wrong, then the trend will tell me, and that will be visible very soon, possibly in the coming week. And if this is bullish, then the only thing I will be left to do is just to buy into the dip, and that's it. Okay, let's move on to the daily chart. In every impulse, in Elliott Wave's theory, you have, if you are advancing in progressive mood, meaning you want to make all-time high, or you want to make like price discoveries or something, you are going to advance in 5 waves, meaning you will have 3 higher highs. And so far on the chart, we can see that we have 3 higher highs. But the problem here is that in corrective waves, you also have 3 higher highs in the last phase of corrective move. So basically, here you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th. And that 5th, I believe, is only C wave, meaning we just finished the second phase of the correction. The first phase was from the top to the bottom, from 65 to 28. That was the first phase. Now we are in the second phase, which is which ended up being at 50,000. And this third phase, I believe, will come down to the 23,000 per Bitcoin. This is still not confirmed, neither bullish trend nor bearish trend. What is confirmed here is that we just advanced. That's it. We need more price data to understand whether this was actually a bull trap or an actual bull market. If we move on to 4 hours, we pretty much hit the target, and I'm expecting. It doesn't matter whether it's bear market or bull market. You still expect a little sell-off here, and that is because you have a lot of divergences in your momentum, in volume, in moving indicators, etc. You have divergences. You expect profit taking at least. Therefore, the idea here is that once we sell off, I will see how we are selling off. If we are selling off in impulsive wave, meaning we make 3 lower lows, meaning it's an impulse, then 90% I will be confident that this was just a bull trap. I will illustrate on the chart what I mean. If we assume that this rally has finished here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we do something like this, guys, I'm sending the chart, then 90% I'll be confident that the top is in. What this says is that market is advancing in an impulse. And if I see that the bear is advancing in the impulse, then I expect us to reach 24,000 per Bitcoin. And what is interesting is that this is according to being only wave 4 retracement. If this is, wave 4 retracement on a bigger scale, I'll send out the chart again. This is still what I assume. This is on weekly scale, that this is wave 4 retracement, and I believe we will hit the channel, retest it, make it as a support, and move up to 120,000 per Bitcoin. That's again seems too good to be true, but we'll see how it plays out. But if this is somehow second wave, I expect Bitcoin to come down under 15,000. And you may say, why? Bitcoin has never gone below its all-time high. It has never done that. I know it has never done that, but there is possibility for it. There are a lot of bids in 10,000 region. And you can see that on the right side of the chart, you can see the visible profile range, whereas this basically shows you where whales can hide their orders. And that is basically at around 10,000. And that if we get below the channel, below 20,000, then yes, we are going to 10,000, and that's this thing VPVR is a great tool to see where most buyers or sellers accepted the price either to short or to long. So it's a good region whether to be resistance or support. In this case, it's a support. Let's touch a little on small time frame, 15 minutes. I assume that the waves are in already. Therefore, I have started already counting the impulse down, which can be easily invalidated. There might be one more high, but I doubt it, honestly. And I see that we have already all the sequence satisfied by the Elliott wave rules that the waves are in. The sequence is in. So I took a small short here at my target, with my stop loss being at 55,000. And why such big stop loss? But before that, I took a small short, meaning if this stop loss hits, I only lose 2.5% of my portfolio. So you can see that it's very small trade. This is just to play with the market and see if I, well, just to see how we develop from there. And the thing is that I have my stop loss at 55,000 because this might be the case. Give me a second, guys, while I draw this. But this is the most bullish chart, the most bullish count that one can have. This basically means if some of you are familiar just a little with Elliott waves, you know that every sequence starts with 1-2 waves, right? First one, second one comes down, and so on and so forth. But if we somehow break out to the upside, I will be confident saying that this was only 1-2 sequence of the bull, which is very extremely bullish, guys. Like there's nothing more bullish than that. Let me send the chart.
Yeah. Here. Already on the chart.
So this is what I mean. That instead of this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this can be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So the green and yellow 1-2s are internal subwaves of the blue 1-2. And this is just mind-blowing. If this is actual case, like 120,000 is a small target, to be honest, guys. But this is, I think, seeing market like this is a little asking too much from the market. I would not be that optimistic, rather be realistic. So yes, I believe this sequence is in, and in the previous chart, there is a line where I have 48,000, and if 48,000 is broken, that would suggest that the sequence is in for the last 5th wave. And I would be looking for 5 waves going down, meaning 3 lower lows, and then pull back in 3 waves, meaning 2 higher highs.
So, okay, is there any way you could share screen? Because I don't even see the what you are talking about. I don't think there's anyone.
I'm just saying right now. Like I'm not looking at any charts particularly.
Yeah, because then like I can't even like.
Okay, let me do something.
Quite understand the levels you have for the counts. I don't think this is useful for anyone if you don't sure. Actually draw it out on the chart.
Sure. So this is what I mean. If we break 48,000 and we make something like this. So 48,000 right now is very important level. So if we break 48,000 and we make 3 lower lows, you can see with the green lines how we have 1, 2, and 3 lower lows, right? And then if we advance in 2 and make 2 higher highs, I will add to my short position with a stop loss at 50.600. I think that's it from me, guys. Basically, summary is that I think the full sequence for the move from 28,000 is in right now, and I'm just waiting to see how the market sells off here, whether it's bullish sell-off or bearish sell-off.
Okay. I can go back to those charts to figure it out, but I would really prefer if you could share screen next time.
Right. Sure.
This type of presentation, I really just can't follow. I don't like. I don't think your analysis is really good, but like, it would be good to the usual text form is good, but yeah, maybe
Right.
we can do a separate call where
Sure.
it's only you. Yeah, it would make more sense. But okay, just speaking out loud, because like I don't. Usually I follow your accounts quite well for the analysis, but this time it was even kind of confusing for me.
Right. I'm sorry, guys. And I'm sorry, BB. That's because.
So okay, so it would be good if you can see if you share screen that we can walk through each chart. Like before you move on to the next, we can go through what's actually on the chart. If you want to do that now, we can do it.
Sure.
Yeah. So let me just bring that up. So,
can you see my screen?
I can. Here, there's your screen. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
All right.
Please walk it through again if you can.
So the weekly and the daily, I think that was pretty much understandable. Let's just cover it real quick again. Then we are hitting the golden pocket in on arithmetic chart, and on logarithmic we are in the golden pocket right now. Let me quickly hide this. So what this basically says is that just to be careful here, longing or something like. Yeah. Just to be careful, we had that
right around 49 to 51K, very key level to watch. Even if you're really bullish, you better off to wait.
Exactly, and we moved up 72% from the lows. So like you cannot expect this to go again higher without just profit taking, right?
Yeah.
So that's the point. On daily, this is pretty much what we had before. In Elliott wave sequence, what you have is that you advance in 5 waves to make progress in the market, right? You have to make 3 higher highs to make the progress in the market, and then you sell off in ABC move.
ABC, yeah.
Exactly. And here what you can see is that here are different variations of ABC with the impulse as well, but what you can see here is that this move down is 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, that just the moment we broke 30K and made lower low, if you guys remember, I was very bullish in this region. I was very bullish. I was saying, okay, the correction is done. We're going to move up here and there. But the market proved me wrong. We made lower low here. What that told me was that this was an impulse. 5 waves coming down. And the next thing you should expect from here is that it's going to move up in A, B, and C. So next thing you should expect from the low is that it's going to move up in B wave, which I have here. Let me make this green so it's better to see. So this was A, B, and C coming down. Not to get in the details, but in B wave you also have a ABC structure, and in C wave you always have 5 waves. But what this means, if my bearish count is wrong, I still have full sequence of Elliott here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What you can do next is take the Fibonacci's and see the potential landing spots or supports for the market, right? If this is bullish, right, we will come down and make a higher high. Only then, like if we come down and make a higher high, only then I will flip to bull side. Only then. Other than that, I was just well, I kept shorting here, but I kept waiting for this to finish out, and I think it's done. Let's go on 4 hours. No, I have it on here. Let's go on 1 hour chart or 15 minutes. Okay, 1 hour. And what you will see here, guys, is that I just counted the micro subwaves here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And what appears to be here is that the sequence for the last push is done as well. And what I'm watching right now is that this 48,000 level. Why this level? If the price action breaks this and makes lower low, this will confirm that this was the last advance for this fifth wave.
Right.
For this fifth wave, which will make fifth of the C of the B wave. But the full confirmation of this move being a bearish impulse will be if we make 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if we basically make 3 lower lows, that will say this is an impulse.
Yep.
And it has to 22,000. The full confirm if after we move up like this in 3 waves instead of 5 waves. The moment Bitcoin starts to enter up here, something like this, I will substantially increase my stop loss, my short. Yeah, exactly. And I will move my stop loss to here, not 55,000, but I will have my stop loss here, and I will increase my shorts right here. For now, I'm in the short, and my invalidation is at 55,000, which is basically 10% stop loss. And guys, understand, I'm shorting this with very small amount. And small leverage. If I lose this trade and I'm invalidated, then I'm losing only 2.5% of the trade. Every trader needs proper risk management, and risk management is not to have small stop loss. Risk management is to properly choose your trade size, because I don't want to lose a lot, right? If I go with very big and short here, this 10% can just kill my account easily. Therefore, I took a small short here as my target was around this region, and I explained when I'm going to add to my short. This is going to be once Bitcoin does something like this and breaks the line here, makes basically lower low, almost lower low, and I will increase my short there. On the indicators, well, yeah, we have a lot of bearish divergences. Even if this is bullish, you should expect profit taking. RSI has been declining, the volume has been declining, the oscillator has been declining, the volume as well, MACD as well making lower lows. So you should not be expecting here another like 20 or 10% pump. Like it's unrealistic, to be honest, guys, with you. What you should be expecting when you see something like this, you should be expecting at least a profit taking. The moment Bitcoin breaks this line, this trend line, I will flip more bearish and bearish. Basically, the more it comes down, the more bearish I will be. And for the last note, I want to show you guys the most like bullish count that can ever happen. You guys can see I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But instead of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can have something like this: 1, 2. Don't mind the slope here, guys. But what I'm saying basically here is that this might be another 1, 2. Oh my God. Yeah, and this again can be another 1, 2. What this means is that these are internal subwaves of the blue wave. So you see 1, 2, and we might have internal subwaves of this blue wave. But honestly, this is very optimistic. You should not expect this from the market. This will be confirmed if we break out from 55,000. Then, yeah, this is confirmed. Other than that, that's it, yeah. So,
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening. Thanks, VB, for inviting me, and take it away.
Very cool. I like that a lot, actually. I got most of that except for the 1-2 subwave being part of the larger wave. I didn't know that was a thing, but
Right.
learn something new every day. Hope everyone understood the basic I guess theory of Elliott waves through Wonka's analysis explanation there. Impulse waves are 5-wave, correction waves are 3-wave. So you can break out the larger impulse wave into smaller impulse and corrected waves. So that's why that explains. I think the second last chart was the best for the very short-term entry. If the last wave 5 has been completed of this like kind of major run-up since 30K, then we should see, well, not we should, but if we see a lower high on that last wave, and especially if that lower high continues making like 3 like very short-term lower highs, then that would mean it's the start of the impulsive wave A correction in the larger like B wave in since 30K. Yeah, go back to the videos and you'll see exactly.
So the idea is that if this is a B wave, the C will end up to be around 23,000. That's all.
Yeah. Again, like nobody's trying to make predictions, right? Every trade has a clear invalidation. In Wonka's case, right? If this is a B wave, the invalidation for the medium term there is 55K, and for the very short term, he's also given setup as well for entry and stop loss. So you can have always a bias, but for any reasonable successful trader, you need to have entry set up, what your theory is, what your analysis is, and when that analysis is wrong. And that's it. Like, don't judge people based on like, oh, how could your analysis be this way when I think it's this way? Truth is, anything can happen, but as long as you stick to your own analysis and it's always under the same kind of deduction, and you always have a invalidation, then that's a good trade. So yeah, if people don't understand that, then like just keep being permeable, and like I can assure you that's not the way to make money. But thanks for that, Wonka. Really appreciate it. I think it's overall really good primer for Elliott waves as well. If you're interested in learning more about Elliott waves, make sure you go back to this video for a little bit earlier. Okay, so let's get into kind of my analysis. I'm looking at it a bit more macro, less on the nothing on the intraday actually. Wonka, if you want to jump off, you can. I'm just gonna bring up my screen share as well.
Sure, I will join Discord. Thanks, VB, once again.
Sure. Bye-bye. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, so let me open my stream, and then I'll bring up just the entire insider report so you can walk through exactly what I posted last night. Here we go. So I'm not looking at too much intraday, right? So what I mean by that is I'm only stopping at the daily chart. Very simple 2 things I'm looking at. Right now, we're trading above 21 weekly EMA, 200 daily EMA, right? So this bounce since 30K has been very convincing. Now, the first chart here, and the only chart I'm watching pretty much on Bitcoin, is right around the golden pocket that Wonka mentioned, between 49 and 51K. So 49K was the bottom or the low there that we made around last week of April, and then 51K was end of March, right? So those were the last two lows that we made. So this now acts as the last point of sort of range of resistance that is, we could see some trouble if you're super bullish, and could be the confirmation of the dead cat bounce with a rejection if you are super bearish. Regardless, this is a good level to watch, right? Personally, I'm leaning on the bullish side, but I'm not making a prediction here, right? I'm actually very cautious right now. So two ways I would play this. If we get a rejection from anything between 49 to 51K, I would say this is likely to be the B wave that Wonka mentioned, and we could see a larger correction towards at least 40K and then 30K. So a rejection from here would look quite bad in the medium term, because it would pretty much play right into a dead cat bounce kind of pattern. However, if we do get a confirmation above 51K, and let's say give it 2-3 days of constant closes above 51K, then this would be really bullish in my eyes. And I would say we have cleared most of the doubts that this is a dead cat bounce. Like if we clear above 51K and stay above that, I'd be much more confident and probably upping my positions in Bitcoin and altcoins significantly. So that's kind of overall Bitcoin, right? As I've outlined here. So you can say, oh yeah, you're saying like we could go up or down. That's exactly right. At the current level between 49 and 51, it's literally 50% up, 50% down, right? I simply don't know. When we just broke 40K, the chance of going up to 50K was very high, and that was the time to buy the dip. Currently, very iffy. So better off to wait right now, even if you're super bullish. Again, technical traders don't predict, okay, like at this level, we're for sure going to go up or down. Excuse me. We simply recognize that there are significant support and resistance levels, and if it's a good entry level, then you can take a trade. But if the trade is not there, you don't make random predictions. Instead, you wait for the reaction and wait for the setup to come to you. And in this case, I have both setups there, right? So if you come up and ask me, oh, what's your view on Bitcoin right now? I will tell you, I don't know. I simply don't know. There's not much I can say right now. But if we close above 51K for 2-3 days, I would quite confidently say, okay, we're going much higher. If we get rejected, then I would be very confident in saying, okay, we're going to retest at least the 40K support. But currently, reaction hasn't happened yet, so we don't know. Moving on to Ethereum, right? So assuming that Bitcoin continues going sideways or continue being relatively stable or even just rallying, right? Ethereum should continue to do well alongside it. Now, in the last kind of bullish period, semi-bull market in end of 2020, right? The typical good target to buy for Ethereum is around the 21 daily EMA. So very aggressive dip buying. But again, that has proved to be, that worked out like 6-7 times for dip buying. That's the blue average line I have on the chart right now. And you see this has worked again just last week when we dipped to around 3K. As you can see right here at this dip. So assuming that Bitcoin continues to just perform and do well or even go sideways, I will be loading up Ethereum every time that it touches the 21 daily EMA here, this blue average line. But that's of course assuming that we have a strong ETH uptrend and Bitcoin is continuing to rally, which we don't know, right? So that's why we also need to watch the ETH BTC chart here. So the ETH BTC chart is telling us that, shows us how ETH is performing relative to Bitcoin, right? If ETH BTC is not going up, then again, you're taking on more risk for not necessarily more reward, because Ethereum is inherently more volatile than Bitcoin. So since we've had this symmetrical triangle breakout, we are currently a little bit consolidating sideways. So I would say right now it's not Ethereum's time to shine. Yes, we're in overall out season. Yes, Ethereum is the largest altcoin, but it hasn't moved much yet. And this consolidation could go on much longer sideways, because this doesn't resemble anything of a bull flag. There's pretty much just no pattern here. So that's why I said, if you are just fundamentally very bullish on Ethereum, big believer of Ethereum, then that's fine, right? You can track the overall crypto market and you can say, okay, I'm really comfortable holding Ethereum, then it's fine. I don't think Ethereum will underperform Bitcoin in the current market conditions, but it's lagging behind most other altcoins. Some of the picks that we have later on in this report. So yeah, I would say right now might not be the best time to hold Ethereum. I do give buying targets, right, for at the 21 daily EMA, assuming Bitcoin continues to do well. But that's only if you're just particularly a huge fan of Ethereum. Right, so moving on to Bitcoin dominance. After we had this major downtrend in Bitcoin dominance and this rising wedge, right? Rising wedge had a breakdown and retested the support trend line and seen a very significant rejection. So this was the optimal time to enter into altcoins at the beginning of the alt season. And currently, Bitcoin dominance is still showing that alt season is likely to continue, because we have cleared the first higher low here at 44.7. We broke below that, and that seems to act as resistance right now, which means we're likely to go down to the next support at 41.5%. So alt season is still likely to continue on looking at the longer time frame. Now, zooming into the shorter time frame, something really key to watch here is the 4-hour potential inverse head and shoulders forming. Now, I can bring up the just a live chart and we can monitor this live here. So BTC.D on the 4-hour. Right, so it's actually looking really good for altcoins. So I posted that chart last night, but it's so far been playing out for the better part of altcoins. So something to watch here is this potential inverse head and shoulders. You see the first shoulder here, and the head is lower than the shoulder, and then the shoulder, the right shoulder is higher than the head. So if we are to get a neckline breakout above 44.7%, then this would be kind of bad for altcoins. However, that didn't happen, and we are now testing right around the head again. So in the report, just like I mentioned last night, two scenarios. If BTC.D closes above the 45% neckline, which is right here, then I'd probably take profits from altcoins. However, if Bitcoin dominance breaks below the previous low or the head at 44%, which is this green line, and makes a new lower low, then this would be really bullish for altcoins, because this would tell us that this was merely a sideways consolidation instead of any kind of a reversal, and we're heading to the next targets, right? Or we use the brush here, to the lower targets at 41.5. So this here, really key to watch. As long as we can break below 40%, 44%, 41.5 is my next target, which would mean that we can see kind of a major alt season, not a major, but like a, how many days was this? This was a, 7 days alt season. So we can see another week and a half of alt season if today's Bitcoin dominance closes below 44%. So yeah, so far so good, but 44% really key to watch. if we get below 44%, I would be super bullish on altcoins and very comfortable to position myself in altcoins for the next week and a half or so. Okay, so that's Bitcoin dominance. And overall, right, if we get below 44, first target 41 for any sort of reaction to watch, and then 40%, and then much lower on the weekly time scale for the historical low at 36, right? So far, so good. Major alt season is still in play. So that's why I am still heavily positioned in altcoins right now. But yeah, need to watch really what happens to Bitcoin dominance today. Again, if we close above 45%, probably take profits from altcoins. If we close below 44%, really good for altcoins, continue holding them. That's current strategy for Bitcoin dominance, and watching this for the next day or so. Okay, so now moving into some actual altcoin picks. So first off, we have the low risk picks, so the large cap altcoins. Specifically, the first pick is Avalanche. I have mentioned this like everywhere now on Twitter, on YouTube, TikTok, Discord, right? What's the scenario here? Well, Avalanche is another layer 1 ecosystem that's EVM compatible. You can think of it like an Ethereum competitor for the DApp ecosystem for people to build DeFi applications on. And they just announced a $180 million DeFi incentive. So basically, if you're building DeFi projects, you can apply for the grant, and you will get like basically native Avax tokens as part of your farm, right? So whatever your lending, borrowing, DEX protocol is, people coming in will just get free Avax funded by the Avax Foundation. Now, this is very similar to the early days of BSC and Polygon, because when BSC first launched, they had a $100 million ecosystem, like accelerator grant. Polygon had a $150 million grant for DeFi development. And subsequently, after these accelerated grants, BSC or BNB did a 20x over 6 months. Polygon or Matic token did 5x in the following month. And that's why when this Avalanche ecosystem incentive was announced 4 days ago, this drove a huge hype, and people are expecting Avalanche to do great for the next month, to 1 to 3 months at least. And we're seeing that on the chart right now, right? So Avalanche has rallied above the $40 resistance and almost tested the all-time high at around $55. So two ways I'm looking to play this right now. If we get a dip back down to retest the $40 support, I would look to long there. But if it doesn't, then I would wait for the breakout above the previous all-time high at $55 and enter on the retest there. So two scenarios I will enter, but expecting major moves for the price of AVAX, the token itself. I guess you can call it a coin, for the next month, at least a month, if not 3 months or so. And we have more AVAX ecosystem picks later on in this report. Let me just check on Discord to make sure everything's going well and we don't have any technical issues. Okay, all look good. Right, so next up we have, let's bring this back. Right, next up we have Kusama. So we talked about this yesterday. So Kusama is the sister chain of Polkadot, the whole ecosystem. And in the month of July, they hosted the first 5 parachain slot auctions. What those are is, in order for a project to be interoperable in the Kusama ecosystem, they have to have an official parachain slot, meaning they can be interoperable with all the other sort of parachain blockchains, and they have shared security. It takes advantage of the whole ecosystem. That's the whole point. But these slots are very limited, and they go out by auctions. So what projects do is they do crowd loans. So they ask their community to fund them with KSM tokens and loan them KSM tokens, and they use these tokens to bid on the parachain slot. And later on, if they win, they would distribute their native chain tokens based on how much KSM you loan to them, and they will give your KSM back. So in the month of July, the first 5 parachain slots were filled by 5 major parachain projects in the Kusama ecosystem. And the crowd loans really drove a lot of hype for the price of KSM. And the crowd loans and the parachains were on halt, but now they are back, and they will be back for the entire month of September, from right here, September 1st to September 29th. So there's going to be 5 more of these auctions. And I think this is a major catalyst event for KSM token price. And you can read more in this report, or you can just Google Kusama Parachain Auctions, second batch. Now, looking at the TA of KSM on the daily chart, we have mostly cleared the trouble area already for KSM between $270 and $330. As you can see, we had a kind of a head and shoulders pattern here at the top, right? Where this area was tested twice, right? And then we broke down from it. So this is a very kind of troubling neckline because it's too wide, that range. So there isn't much to trade there until we have cleared it, but we have cleared it over the past couple of days. If you look at KSM USD, right, we have just cleared that range, and in my eyes, any dips to the back into this range from 270 to between 270 and 330 is a buying opportunity. So yeah, that's what I outlined here. If you think this narrative makes sense to you fundamentally for this catalyst event, then I would say between 270 and 330 is the buying opportunity here, is what I'm looking at to enter. Okay, so going to some medium risk picks. I've talked about this a lot. BaconDAO. This is a rebasing token that is building basically a decentralized reserve currency that is completely governed by a DAO, and all of the kind of earnings of that reserve currency, when they sell what they call bonds, will be distributed to all the stakers of the OHM token. And one catalyst event that's coming up is this so-called like secret project Olympus Pro, which has been hinted on their Twitter and Discord. I don't know what it is, but it looks to be very interesting, just based on the teasers they have. And on top of that, right now you can earn upwards of 17,000% APY by staking OHM on Olympus DAO's DApp. So this is why you need to look at the market cap of OHM instead of the price if you are speculating on the gains for this coin, right? Because even though price has been holding relatively stable right around $280, you are getting a lot of extra tokens every 8 hours is the rebasing period. And that's what contributes to most of the gains. So that's why we have the market cap chart here, right? So 2 levels to watch. Right around 170 million market cap, and then right around 260 million in market cap are the 2 significant levels. And you see, throughout this dip in Olympus DAO's market cap, we have bounced right from this level. So, and this was the top of the previous consolidation right around here. So that's why I'm targeting right around 260 million ideally, but realistically, pretty much any market cap valuation below 300 million for OHM is a buying opportunity for me. So yeah, that's what my target is at. So basically, anytime that the market cap of OHM dips below 300 million, I'm looking to make an entry. And then more medium risk picks. So building on that whole Avalanche ecosystem narrative, we have Avax ecosystem projects, right? So these are the early stage DeFi projects that already have received a part of the grants initiative from the Avalanche Foundation. And here's a list that I currently hold. Pangolin, Trader Joe, these are two DEXs. Benki is a lending / borrowing protocol like Aave. We have Yield Yak, Penguin Finance, and Snowball. These are yield compounders and launchpads, mostly yield optimizers, very similar to Yearn Finance. And then you have Avalanche, which is the biggest launchpad. So you can track all of these with a useful tool called Marker, which is Avax ecosystem projects dashboard. So this allows you to track all of the token performances on the Avax ecosystem, the current applications on it, what their total TVLs are like. You can track your wallet, you can swap tokens and see what the best rates are, etc. So this is what I'm using to track all of my portfolio in Avax right now. Just a tool there to give you guys. But I will continue to monitor the Avax ecosystem for its grant recipients. So if there's any new DeFi projects that the Avalanche Foundation will come out to support, I think those will be very interesting. But currently, these are the ones that I'm holding. Yeah, I haven't seen any questions. We'll do questions at the end. So since people are still, seems to be very engaged. Lastly, high risk picks. These are very high risk again. So that's why they're dubbed high risk. Let me check how this is even doing right now. Favorites. Yeah, so right off the bat, the first pick here is kind of already invalidated, right? This was a fractionalized NFT, Dogecoin, Feisty Doge NFT. Very influencer heavy, very kind of pure hype driven. It's combining Dogecoin, the Dogecoin meme, as well as NFT. It is 100% community owned now, but only the main thing here is the short-term trade, right? So I was looking at the support here from 69 or how do you even 0.00069 cents, $69 to hold. But if we break below this higher low, I would say this major uptrend has been invalidated, and this is most likely a lower high there, printing up a major reversal. So that's why, I said if the previous low around 0.00069 is broken, I'm out. The next support will be much lower. And if you look at the current chart right now, I think this has already been broken. So this pick is pretty much already invalidated. I will most likely look, yeah, so it's already invalidated that. So I probably look to exit this very soon. Again, nothing wrong with having your stop loss hit. No trader will have 100% every pick going up, like only your take profit hit. If that's the case, then like if you have 100% win rate, you might as well just go all in every time, right? You have infinite money in 1 month, but that's not the case. A lot of trades will hit your stop loss. When it hits your stop loss, you want to execute on the stop loss and cut your losses. That's part of any successful and profitable trader's trading journey. So if you never take stop losses, then you are not trading. You are simply feeding yourself opium. And eventually, any bull run will have an end. And at some point, you will be fully wiped out if you don't have stop losses. And the kind of habit to be strict on yourself, and if the trade doesn't go your way, you execute on the stop loss, right? So this one has been already invalidated. Now, another one that I'm looking at is BaconDAO NFT. So this is a dubbed as the Bake or Bored Ape Yacht Club of the Chinese crypto community. So what we're seeing last night is after the phase 2 sale has ended for this NFT, a lot of the crypto VCs, project founders, and just overall crypto people on WeChat, which is like the biggest social platform in China, a combination of like Twitter, Facebook, and everything in between. Everyone in China uses WeChat. So these people change their avatars on WeChat to these cats, to these BaconDAO NFT cats, right? You see the Bella protocol, ARPA protocol, BTC12 Capital, as well as like a lot of these like LB Capital. Most of the Chinese crypto community are on board this. Now, this doesn't mean like, oh yeah, there's like so much utility for this. No, there are most likely just early investors in this. They were tipped and they coordinate together to change their profile pictures to pump this, right? Now, that's already much better than a lot of other NFT profile picture meme mints, because a lot of these are like 3 people and anonymous teams. They have like 2 influencers on, they pump it, and then they like just run away with the money. Right. Now, Bored Ape Yacht Club, most like they have a lot of honorary apes, right? They minted these apes for these people, and they changed their profile pictures to these bakes, and then the project like gets traction, right? Nothing wrong with that, and we're seeing a similar thing happen in the Chinese crypto community with the BaconDAO NFTs. So that's why I have my eyes on this, and specifically the way to play this is they have a phase 3 sale, which is still TBA. So you will still have a chance to buy the BaconDAO NFTs at around the mint price of 0.1 ETH each. It'll be very limited, but definitely join their Discord to get notified when the sale goes live. I think that will be the only place that this will be announced. But aside from that, I'm not really looking to like play the secondary market of this just yet. If the secondary market for this, let me just go on their site to see what the floor is right now. Let's see, where's their OpenSea? Okay, OpenSea, ready for cat. Yeah, here we go. So assuming that the phase 3 sale will be around 0.1 ETH, if the floor, wow, this floor price is already 0.6. That's really good. Don't FOMO in, right? Because the sale isn't even finished yet. We could very well see floor price panic back down, right? So if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. I'm okay with completely missing this. But if the opportunity comes where the floor price drops back down from 0.6 towards 0.1 mint price, then I will most likely pick up a lot of these. But that's if it happens. If it doesn't happen, I'm okay. Totally okay with missing it. So the 2 ways I'm playing this, right? Again, trying to get into the phase 3 sale, right around the mint, which would be very competitive, and waiting to see if the floor price can drop back down towards the mint of 0.1. If neither of these opportunities are available to me, then I'm okay with totally missing this, because I'm not in the FOMO game. There's tons of opportunities that will come later. Okay, that's it for all of the Insider Report for this week. This is Insider Report for number 1, carrying on with the same format that we've had in the majority of 2020. But we will continue to release these Insider Reports every Monday, and I will go live with a live webinar to go through all of this and answer any questions every Monday. And for next week's Insider Report, hopefully we can get not only my analysis and gem picks, but also some from our contributors. Viper from BSC gem picks. We have Luke from Low Cap Layer 2. Avax near ecosystem. We have Mahi taking on the Polkadot / Kusama ecosystem. So hopefully next week's can be better. And the Insider Reports will be, the first one is public, but the rest will be available only to our members. So definitely check out our links below for how to join the BaconDAO by buying the Bacon token and staking for the BaconDAO membership NFTs. Okay, let's do some questions. So Chimpleton asks, question, will you be lending out your KSM? Is there any reason not to? Where's the risk? There isn't much. If you are lending out to the top crowd loans, I would say most people, it's pretty much free money. So I most likely will lend out my KSM. Any thoughts on Oasis Network? It is a good project. Fundamentally strong. They launched on CoinList, right? I think they're on Coinbase even right now. So yeah, assuming that we're in the alt season, it should do well. Now, is it going to outperform the rest of the market? I don't know. I haven't studied it specifically right now for the current time being. What is your opinion on HNT? Again, Helium, another fundamentally strong coin. If we're in the alt season, it's going to do well. Is it going to outperform the rest of the market? I don't know, because I haven't looked at its chart and what it has in store for the near term, what kind of events it has coming up. Okay. Next up, Ocean Protocol, your thoughts? Same thing, right? Another fundamentally strong project. Assuming we're in alt season, it'll do well. Will it outperform everything else? I don't know. You need to look at its specific price chart and what kind of catalyst events it has coming up. Okay. So let's go back to Discord and check out some Discord questions. So looking at events chat, if anyone has any questions for everything that we just went through, I know it's been long. Yeah, it's not too bad. We were on for just about an hour, so we have probably like 10 minutes or so to do Q&As. Let us know. Well, it's only me today, so let me know if you have any questions. PND 10K asks, what kind of movies do you like? I like mystery, suspense, horror. Yeah, mystery, suspense, horror, basically. Heads or tails? Jeez, this is gonna decide. Like, okay, let's say I'll pick heads. Higher probability of tails. What? Wait. Are coins always just rigged? Is that true? What? Is that how coins are designed? That's a big life hack, if true. One side is heavier. Really? Wow. Wonka beer fan. What about B20? What are your thoughts? Honestly, I'm hesitant to talk about it, but B20 is not a dead project, right? It was right around the peak of the NFT hype. Beeple art completely died down, right? NFTs completely died down. That was the end of the last cycle. So if you are overall bullish on Beeple art, B20 is still the play, right? So we are in the current NFT trend. Beeple art hasn't started to pick up just yet, but yeah, I don't think B20 is a dead project. Quite the contrary. I think it's, again, very undervalued. But people will be salty. Once you have been burnt once you have hit the stop loss, right, on one of your trades, you will be very hesitant to enter it. Right, that's a very difficult thing to do for most traders and investors. Lav is asked, how can I become an artist contributor to NFT projects? I'm a professional artist as my main career. So we don't have a dedicated NFT artist role right now. We do have a art event planned to get some design, sick designs for our collectible drops about a month after the token launch. But those will probably be like a one-time contract base, because we don't have a large need for like constant art. But if that happens, we'll definitely keep in touch, Lavitz. I know you're very active in our Discord, so appreciate your interest. Beeple is still iconic for sure. Yeah. Still following NFTX. I don't hold any right now, but their V2 vaults. Is it V2 or V3? They have like $45 million lock now, like in the NFT vaults, which is like really big for NFT fractionalizing type of use case. Yeah, so if you're bullish in the NFT narrative, NFT platform narrative, NFTX definitely one of the top ones you should have. Are you still in Doge? I am. I took some profits, but I'm still in it. I'll be happy to help out. Thanks, Levitz. Sorry if you answered this. Sand asked, but will Bacon Row be removed? Is there still a chance at getting the whitelist row? You can't get the whitelist row. That was finished about 3-4 weeks ago. Bacon Row will be removed. Instead, it will be Actually, no, Bacon Row won't be removed, but you will need to be at least a purple member in order to have in order to see the tags of the Bacon Row. But my gem picks, like whenever I make a trade, etc., I tag the Bacon Row, that row will still be there. But if you only have that row but not the purple membership, etc., you won't see the channels. You were hot on CRO a few months ago. Yeah. Unfortunately, they just don't do well. Like all the fundamentals are there, right? Exchange coins were pumping. They were one of the largest, right, of retail user base. They just did a huge burn and changed their tokenomics to be very community centric, right? So they no longer hold the majority of supply. They hold very little. So a lot of that dumping pressure was taken out. They have their NFT platform. They have huge partnerships with their NFT platform with like F1. They have their chain that just launched, and it even supports EVM now. All of the fundamentals are there for Catalyst events. Unfortunately, just doesn't do well, and I don't understand why. I simply don't understand. So in those cases, just have to take it out for it, right? Don't know why. Still don't know why. I still think it's one of the strongest, most adopted crypto platforms, but it is what it is. If price doesn't do well, you can come up with like 100 good events, so much PR, but something is wrong internally. And I don't know, right? I don't work there. So why is the cost of staking for membership based on Bacon and not a flat value? Wouldn't a 3x or more pump be a turnoff for potential new community members? That's the whole point of having community ownership, right? So if you go to any membership like token-based community, it's always a flat token amount instead of a flat dollar amount, because you want to reflect the community growth so that whatever amount you have staked, if the community has grown, your little bit of ownership of the community with your stake token will also go in price. Otherwise, there's no ownership. You're effectively just paying dollars to be in the membership, right? So that's the same model as just charging credit cards, which is, it really takes away people's kind of feeling of ownership of that community. And also for the sake of the longevity of the DAO, right? Because the staking model is, if you stake, as long as you staked, you have that access. And if you unstake, you get your money back and then you lose access. So if it's always a flat value, then essentially you only pay a deposit. You effectively don't pay any money at all. You have zero risk. You put out $500 and 2 days later you can take back your $500, or 1 year later you can take back your $500. So effectively it will be very similar to if you went to a subscription platform, you join some kind of membership, and it has just infinitely long return policy. where you just put down $500, but like for whatever reason, for indefinitely in the towards the future, you can take back your money. So that like it's just simply not sustainable for a staking model, right? There has to be somewhat increased demand over time in order for the staking and withdrawing kind of membership to make sense. So those two combined is why pretty much every single kind of these membership DAOs based on a token is a flat token amount instead of a fiat value, right? It's for longevity and sustainable, like actual business model to keep the thing running, to create demand, and for people that stake to have a bit of ownership so that their stake can go up and down in value as well, so they can contribute. Where do you think we are in the bull market? Most altcoins pump pretty much. What is your next personal entry point for altcoins and BTC price? Thanks for the awesome community. If BTC can break above 50K, 51K, and close above it 2-3 days in a row, I would look to just straight up market buy altcoins. I don't think altcoins have pumped too much. No, I don't think so. It's barely any in a grand scheme of things. I know there's a monthly sub, but if you want to participate, it seems like people are easily priced out. Yes, that will be the case if the community is really good, if there's actual demand for the token, right? But if we just don't do well and nobody wants the content, the price could easily drop. So that's the whole point. If the community is really good, if together we make really good content, then prices should go up. But if we make really shitty content, price should go down. And like the price should be worth maybe only $10 instead of $50. So that's the whole point. There's a high chance of people getting priced out. There's also a high chance of people getting very cheap membership. It really depends on how good the content is and how good the services are, because we're not only content. Curtis asked, what went wrong with DuckDAO? How will BaconDAO do better? So DuckDAO, they milked their followers too much. Their private sales are mostly, they get large allocations. They are very like first come, first serve, and basically it's a lot of good narrative that pumped their own tokens price, but the projects they brought on were pretty shit. So that's why currently like we don't see that huge of a like opportunity in private sales. I don't even take any private sales myself right now. So until there are good deals for those, that's not going to be our core focus. So we are very different from DuckDAO. San, on a side note, the VBR beauty, what? You're not letting TikTok comments get to your head. Your response video is damn good and very well said. So all I want to say is killing the game. Whoa, weird. Jesus. What the fuck? Yeah, no, like TikTok comments, like I think my metrics are still there. The supports, shares, followers, likes are all there. But if you understand my analysis and you actually follow everything I do and you think it's beneficial, you think it's good, then you wouldn't go in the comments and say, oh yeah, you're so good every time. You would just like, okay, like, great, I watch this, I share this. But only the super toxic people will like post in every comment. So it is what it is. I'm actually not losing traffic. I'm not losing shares. I'm not losing followers, trips, not losing like likes. Only thing is like there are just some really like bored people that came from, I don't know whose community, but someone's community that just will continue to take all my like single pieces of my videos out of context and attack me. And for those, like, just ignore them. Is it possible to create a group for newbies who would love to get coachings? Yeah, that's one of our offerings. Is we do have one-on-one mentorships. Most likely will need to be above the gold tier. But yeah, if you really need specific questions answered, then we do have a one-on-one program for that. What are your thoughts on Axie Infinity? What are your thoughts on AMP? Both really good coins. Assuming we're in the alt season, both should do well. I think Axie Infinity AXS has outperformed the rest of the market in from May to July correction. So I would say Axie is a bit stronger, but AMP is also a good coin. So notice their token fell off a cliff. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I think that's about it. Let me check YouTube comments a bit. Polygon, also a good coin, right? Again, same kind of analysis. We are in the alt season, so all of these fundamentally strong coins should do well. Is it going to outperform the rest? I don't know. I just don't know. But if you particularly like it and you've done a lot of research in it, now is the good time to be in it because we're in the alt season. What do you think about traditional banking and finance and the future of it? Not much. Like I'm not from that space, so I don't know. Have you discussed Visa buying a CryptoPunk, bullish or bullish? Bullish or bullish? I don't know if that was top. But definitely great to see adoption, right? Unfortunately, I still don't have any punks. I've been trying to buy, I've been waiting for a punk dip for so long. And if we do see a long-term bear market, my plan to accumulate is actually Bitcoin, Ethereum, and punks, these three assets. But I don't know if that'll happen. It's becoming less and less likely with so much adoption for punks. Okay, anyways, I think that's about it. We are an hour and 16 minutes into the call. Had some really good questions. Yeah. I think we'll cut it there. Thanks for joining, everybody. Has been really good. Check out the insider report. The first one is public. What are your thoughts on Wi-Fi? Again, a fundamentally strong DeFi blue chip. I don't know if it will outperform the rest, but we are in alt season right now, so good time to be positioned in your favorite altcoins like Wi-Fi. I can tell you that fundamentally it's very strong. It's very legit. So NFT tech ever going to launch, dude? I'm so salty about that too. I have like 30K in that. It's crazy. Like I keep bugging like the private sale group that got us that deal. It is what it is. I bug him like every week. Every week he says like, oh, like 3 weeks away, 3 weeks away, 3 weeks away. I'm like, oh, bro. I'll definitely keep you guys updated, but I'm in this with you too. Thanks, VB. Great stuff. Extra thanks to Wonka for that. Awesome Alleywaves TA, best community as always. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We probably will have another stream tomorrow for BaconDAO updates and to go over our Axie scholarship applications, which are now officially open. It'll be myself and Luke. I don't remember if it's tomorrow or day after, but look out for the announcement in events calendar. Aside from that, that's it. See you guys in the next couple of days, and also Sunday call, and then next Monday for another insider report. And yeah, our SHOs this week, so pay attention to that on InfinityPad in Gate.io, and then our token listing on the August 31st. Very exciting times. Please support us, spread the word. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.